I'm Lisa Canning from Lisa Canning Interiors, and today I'm talking about how to plan your outdoor renovation like a pro. So if you are embarking on an outdoor renovation, whether it be big or small, there's definitely some things that you should keep in mind. And very similar in the way that I approach my interior design projects, there's a whole sort of set of principles that you should follow for outside. So the first thing to consider to plan your outdoor renovation like a pro is what kind of zones do you want? So for example, do you want an area for people to lounge? Do you want an area for people to eat? Do you want an area for kids to play sports? If you have a big backyard, do you want a pool and a water feature, for example? So consider all of the zones that you want in your space, take the square footage, and then divide it accordingly. The second step to think about when you are planning your renovation like a pro is how much do you want to spend? Outdoor renovations can be very expensive. Let me tell you, it's why it's taken us like 3 summers to be able to afford our outdoor renovation. And just to give you a sense, you could do a pressure treated wood fence like what we did, and come in at $2,000 to $3,000. But for that same amount of space, you could do a cedar fence and come in at astronomically higher. The price difference is quite different. So if you've got a big budget and you want to spend it in strategically in certain ways, then go for it. If you've got a smaller budget, you can be really strategic. In my own backyard, we use pressure treated wood as one way to be very cost efficient, and we went with a very modern paver that I would say is sort of more middle of the road in terms of price point. The third thing to consider when planning a renovation like a pro is to consider how high maintenance you want the entire backyard to be. I am a terrible gardener. Terrible. I cannot keep things alive to save my life. So we actually opted to put in artificial turf. We still have normal grass, like plain alive grass in our front yard, so we have that variety. But in my backyard, I really wanted to be as low maintenance as possible, and I love it. Love, love, love it. So consider how high maintenance you want to be. Do you want to be pruning things all the time? Do you want to be mowing the grass, obviously? Do you want to be weeding and sort of keeping things, looking great? Consider how high maintenance you want your backyard to be. The fourth thing to consider when planning your renovation like a pro is come up with a color scheme. So whether this be in, the natural woods, the natural stones, and even obviously your cushions and your patio furniture, in the same way that I advise my interior design clients when I do 2-hour consultations to have a really strong color scheme in their space, you can do the exact same thing, taking inspiration from a pattern in a pillow and then taking all of the colors out of that pillow and using them in the space in other ways. And then finally, the fifth thing to consider when planning your renovation like a pro is to consider technology. So technology is super cool. The same way that I've integrated my home with Sonos, integrated speakers and music, I'm going to actually be bringing that outside as well, which is really exciting. Other things to consider is Wi-Fi. Do you want to make sure your Wi-Fi reaches to the backyard so that you can use it as an outdoor office? And then the last thing, which I'm so excited about, is putting in potentially either a TV that's mounted or a projector. So you can do things like family movie nights, have the neighborhood kids over, and really create a fun space for entertaining. So those are my tips for planning your outdoor renovation like a pro. If you like this video, or if you've got other tips for planning a backyard, I would love to hear them in the comments below. I invite you to subscribe and check out my other tips at lisacanning.ca.